is the last day of solving the equations and remembering to check for extraneous. Thank you. So what do we do first on number 1? Square both sides because we want to get rid of the radical, so we're going to square it. So we get x squared is the square root 72 minus x. Let me rewrite it over again. There's a reason why I'm doing that on this one. So once we square it, we get x squared equals, what happens on the right-hand side? 72 minus x, right? The square undoes the square root. So what would we do next?
What you're going to do is you're going to...
And at the same time? At the same time, you subtract adding x.
You want to get to 0.
You want it equal to 0, and your x squared, you want it to be positive. So x squared plus x minus 72 is 0. So now we're going to factor what multiplies to negative 72 that adds to what number? 1. And what works?
Just kidding.
Positive 8 negative 9. Good. I like how you have a positive and a negative.
A negative 8.
Good, good. So then this is x minus 8 times x plus 9 is 0. So my next step is using the zero product property. X minus 8 is 0, x plus 9 is 0. So we get x equals 8 and x equals negative 9. So,
Can I ask a question? Like, when it's x squared equals 72 minus x, why can't you just subtract 72 from both sides and divide both sides? Multiply both sides. Yeah, divide both sides. And just sides.
you mean to subtract x squared from both sides and then change your multiply both sides by negative 9?
No, I was just saying, why don't you isolate the negative x and turn it to just x?
So you could do it in one, you could do it in what you're saying, but you would want to get the x squared over the other side. Because you want them all on one side.
I have
You don't want an x isolated. You want everything on one side.
Oh.
Yeah. And then you can multiply by negative 1. Yes, that works. Yeah. So we need to check these. We're going to do the check over here. So we're going to plug it back in. That's why I wrote it twice this time. Just 1 second.
No, that's different. It's different. Because it's not my beef, bro. I told him to lose my thing. I'm just saying. You're the one that keeps talking about it, bro. I'm done with that bullshit. If he's ready to run it back, I'll do that. I need to ask you. Come on,
Okay, so now we need to check. Sorry about that. So we're going to start with the 8. 8 equals the square root of 72 minus 8. What's 72 minus 8? 64. What is the square root of 64? 8. So it checks, doesn't it? If 8 equals 8, it checks. Sorry, we need to check the other one as well. So we have to check the as well. So we get negative 9 equals the square root of 72 minus a negative 9. So minus a negative 9 is positive 9, right? 72 plus 9, which is 81. What's the square root of 81? Yeah, so we get negative 9 equals 9. That doesn't work, does it? So we.
How long do you check even though it's not defined? How do you know if it's right? Your boy was in the tree.
Oh, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Guys. Stop. So we are plugging in the negative 9 and it did not work. So we cross out the negative 9 and our answer is x equals 8. So it turns out this is an extraneous solution here. You don't have to write the word extraneous, but I'm just explaining that's where that word extraneous comes from. Okay, so your answer is just 8. Yes, bro.
It's only you only have like one answer in this. That's why you have to do like the check.
On this one you do. Sometimes
Yeah, that's why there's a check, right?
Sometimes you have to.
Oh, sometimes there's 2. Sometimes you get like maybe you don't have to check it.
No, sometimes you don't check both.
Yeah, so sometimes you get 2 answers, but sometimes you get 1. How would you know like which one's 2?
Because you plug it in.
Oh.
That's how you know. Sorry, no quick way to do it. Sorry. Okay, so what do we do on number 2? What's our first step on number 2? For our first step on number 2. Do I need to double the assignment? Because you don't want to double it today. Thank you, those of you who are saying quietly. Yes, Kristen? Actually, there's something you need to do before that.
You gotta minus that 2.
Yes, you want to subtract 2. It's got to get the radical by itself. So square root 3r minus 6 equals r minus 2. What next? Square root or? Is it square root or something else? Square. We're squaring both sides. So the square undoes the square root. And we get 3r minus 6. What does the right equal? R minus 2 squared. Think about it.
R squared.
Very common.
R squared minus 4.
Wrong mistake. I'm getting.
Oh, you do like that oil thing. Did I get it right?
2r plus 4.
I got it right.
What? It's r minus 2 times r minus 2.
You gotta draw it out.
And do that
oil. So that's the first step.
So r minus 2 times r minus 2. So you're going to get an r squared. You're going to get a negative 2r, and then a plus 4. So you get r squared. And then I'm going to just say something real quick. Frequently, students will say, my answer is r squared plus 4. What are they doing wrong if they just get r squared plus 4? They're not doing that middle part. They're not multiplying r minus 2 times r minus 2 twice. Okay, you don't have any rule that says you can distribute an exponent. So I'm going to show you a quick way to do this because it happens a lot on what we're doing today. So notice you have a negative 2r and a negative 2r. You took r times negative 2 is negative 2r. We just double it. So if you want to find out what that middle one is, you're going to take this times this and double it. So that's going to be it. R times negative 2 would be negative 2r. Double that would be negative 4r. Okay, if you want. So now what do we do next? I know, sorry, lots of steps on this. Minus 3r from both sides. And add 6 at the same time. So we get 0 equals r squared minus 7r plus 10. What next? Yep, we're going to factor what multiplies to 10 that adds to negative 7. Yep. So we get r minus 5, r minus 2. I'm going to erase this over here. R minus 5 is 0. R minus 2 is 0. And we get r equals 5, r equals 2. You have to check both of them. So we're going to take, on the side, we're going to substitute, starting with the 5. So 2 plus square root of 3 times 5 minus 6 equals 5. Back there, what did I just do?
You plugged in one of the numbers.
That's right, and I just, which one did I plug in? 5, that's right. So now we want to check and see if that works. 15 minus 6 is 9. So this would be 2 plus square root 9 equals 5. Is that going to work?
No.
Yeah, it does. Square root of 9 is 3. That's okay. So that works. So now we're going to check the other one. Let's check it with the r equals 2. So we have 2 plus square root 3 times 2 minus 6 equals 2. So we put the 2 in both places, here and there, both places. 3 times 2 is 6. Minus 6 is 0, right? So it's going to be 2 plus 0 equals 2. Does that work? Yeah, so this one checks also. So on this one, our answer is 5 and 2.
How many 5 is that?
You want to pay attention.
I know, but then there's 2 plus square root 9 is 5.
Yeah, I'm just assuming you do that. I'm trying to not do everything up there if we can avoid it. Okay, I'm going to skip this number 3, and we're going to do the you try together. If you want to do it on your own, go ahead and do it on your own. So what's our first step on number 3? Square both sides. Yeah, so we're undoing that square root with a square. So this gives us 49 minus 4b. What do we get on the left-hand side? You can multiply out on the side, or you can use the trick that I just told you. You're going to square this one, you're going to square this one. This gives you b squared. What's negative 1 squared? 1, right? And then what if we take b times negative 1? What's that? Negative b, and then we double it. Negative 2b. So minus 2b plus 1. Feel free to write it out on the side. So now we want to get everything equal to 0. So we're going to subtract 49. And we're going to add 4b. So we get b squared minus plus 2b minus 48 is 0. And then I'm going to come back and ask you in that group what numbers work. So what numbers work? Questions on where I got the b squared minus 2b plus 1?
I seen it.
Okay, what multiplies to negative 48 then?
They're fucking all over.
8 and 6. Which one is negative? 8 and negative 6. So b plus 8, b minus 6. So b equals negative 8 and negative 6 and positive 6, and we need to check them both. Sorry. So we have negative 8 minus 1 equals the square root of 49 minus 4 times negative 8. Okay, right away, this gives us what on the left side? Negative 9. Is this square root of anything going to be a negative? So you know that that one doesn't work. So you know that that negative 8 is not going to work. So let's check the 6.
Wait, how do you know it doesn't work?
Because when we take negative 8 minus 1, it's negative 9. And we can't take the square root of any number to give us it's going to give us a positive one. Anytime we get the square root. Like square root of 9. Okay. So let's check the other one. Let's check the 6. So we get 5 equals square root of 49 minus 24. What's 49 minus 24? 25. Where 25 is? 5. So it works. So this one works. So B equals 6 is our answer there. So again, this negative 8 is extraneous. Okay, let's stop there.